Hey guys, this is Miss Galicia. I wanted to make some quick notes for greatest common factor. This is week 5, assignment 2 notes. Some of the notes look really bad on the packet that I sent out. So I'm going to do 2 methods. You pick whichever method you want to use. So for example, I want you to find we're going to find the greatest common factor of 24x squared y and of 32. So here is method number 1. You pick whatever method you want to use. That's supposed to say and. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take 24 and we are going to do the prime factors of 24. So I'm going to do the tree for this one. Oops. 24 can be broken down into 8 and 3 because 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm going to write 8 and 3. 3 is prime. I'm going to circle that. 8 can be broken down into 4 and 2. 2 is prime. I'm going to circle that. 4 can be broken down into 2 and 2. And then we are done. So we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And then I have a total of 2 x's. So I'm going to do times x times, and then I have a y. So that gives me the prime factorization of 24x squared y. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do the same thing for 32. But like last notes did, I'm going to do 32 with the upside down birthday cake method instead, just so that we can practice both methods. So I'm going to think of a prime number that can go into 32. So the first prime number I always like to start off with 2. So 32 and 2. 32 divided by 2 gives me 16. I'm going to think of a prime number that can go into 16. You cannot put 4 out here because 4 is not prime. So a prime number that goes into 16 is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. That gives me the next layer. A prime number that goes into 8, 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. A prime number that can go into 4 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. A prime number that goes into 2 is 2. And then 2 divided by 2 is 1. And we are done. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have x, y, y. So in order to find your GCF, you are going to look at both of these boxes and you're going to determine what they have in common. So I have some 2's in both of my boxes. Specifically, I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have 2 2's that they both have in common. So I'm going to write that down. I have 2 times 2 times 2. So they have 3 2's in common. I'm not going to write down 2 6 times. I'm writing down how many they have in common. And then there's something else that they each have in common. They both have an x in common. So here is an x, here's an x. And they also have a y in common. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, x, y. So therefore, the GCF is 8xy. So that's method number 1. You can do the prime factorizations of each one, which I'm going to be honest, I think this method's a little bit more complicated. And then here is method number 2. So this time we are finding the greatest common factor of 60ab and 120a squared. So what we're going to do is we are going to list out the factors of 60. So in other words, it's saying what are the numbers that can be multiplied to give you 60. So for example, we could multiply 1 times 60 to give me 60. We could also multiply 2 times 30 to give me 60. We could multiply 3 times 20 to give me 60. I'm going to run out of space. Let me fix this. I had 60. I had 30, I have 20, okay. I could multiply 4 times 15. I could multiply 5 times 12. I could multiply 6 times 10. I'm going to squeeze that one in. 11, and then they start to repeat. So those are all of my factors of 60. And then don't forget we have our A and our B. And then I'm going to do the same thing for 120. So I have 1 times 120. I have 2 times 60. I have 3 times 40. I have 4 times 30. I have 5 times 24. I have 6 times 20. I have 7, no. 8, I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 8 and 15. 9, no, 10 times 12, and that's it. So all of these are my factors of each one. So if I look at the biggest factor of 60, the biggest factor of 60 is 60. Now I'm going to check to see if that same factor is over here, and it is. So therefore, the biggest number that can go into 60 and into 120 is 60. Now, I'm also going to see what else they have in common. This 60 has an A, and this one has an A. They both have at least one A in common. Since that 120 does not have a B, I cannot include the B. So therefore, the greatest common factor of 60 and 120 is 60.